Hey, good afternoon, good day. This is Sunday, March 12th, 2023. And I'm making this video for the public record. All right, and I just verified I've got sound, so we're good to go here. We're going to do a deep dive into the situation I have currently with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And some of this will be very interesting and educational. There will be a part in here that gets a little bit dry, but I'll try and run through that as quick as I can. So let's see, to get this started here, for those of you who've been following along, you know that I have a patent pending status, and I have multiple patents to pursue from my original filing, which was very hard won because the attorney worked against me, the Patent and Trademark Office staff worked against me, the judicial system worked against me, and pretty much everything has worked against me. So this was a very hard one, and I've done a lot of documenting, but here we are with an office action summary, shortened statutory period for reply set at 2 months, and I received this after the expiration of that time period. Now, under here, number 9, claims 1 through 31 are subject to restriction and or election requirement. Well, why would that be? They say here on page 2 of this office action summary, restriction for examination purposes are indicated as restriction for examination purposes as indicated is proper because all the inventions listed in this action are independent or distinct for reasons given above, and there would be a serious search and or examination burden if restrictions were not required. Seriously, I'm going to tell you why that's pure BS in my opinion, and I think it'll be clear to everybody when we're done here. So claims, says here, claims 1 through 31 are subject to restriction and or election. Now, there's a note here, and this is important, about the patent prosecution highway. If any claims have been determined allowable, you may be eligible to benefit from the Patent Protection Highway Program at a participating intellectual property office for the corresponding application. For more information, please see, and then they give you the website to go to. So apparently, this is really, really complicated. I'm going to tell you why it's not. So here's the patent that was final office action denied a few years ago. And they don't put pages in here. I mean, page numbers. All right. So we start out here and go here. Now, this drawing, we'll talk about that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, underneath 7 here in the yellow. It is anticipated that the above described mouthwash may reverse gingivitis and rejuvenate receding gum tissue. Further, it is anticipated that the resinous properties of the essential oil extract may provide a protective coating that seals teeth, thus may be helpful in preventing tooth decay. So that was very difficult for me to get my patent attorney to get that into my patent. Oh, he resisted me on that gum tissue rejuvenation. And at one point in this process told me I had to prove it. So I proved it. Since when do you have to prove your patent? People write patents based on imaginary future technology, and they issue. How are they going to prove that? All right. So, plaque removal, plaque prevention, gum tissue rejuvenation, prevention of gum tissue loss, sealing the teeth from things like acidics, from bacteria excretion, apple cider vinegar, tomato juice, orange juice, grapefruit juice, all that kind of stuff, right? All that good healthy stuff that eats away at the enamel on your teeth. This cannabis formulations put a coating on the teeth that is impermeable. All right, so we have claims 1 through 31, and we have in here in these previous pages, we have 2 extraction processes. One is a solvent extraction where I just recently did the extraction process and the charcoal filtering. It's really, you just consider it a very advanced RSO extraction process, which produces a euphoric formulation and produces a substance that gets held in a container like this. So there's 2 processes, one for euphoric, one for non-euphoric. And then there's 3 efficacies. Plaque prevention, plaque removal, that's 1. Gum tissue rejuvenation, prevention of gum tissue loss, that's 2. Sealing the teeth, that's 3. That's 6 patents available at a minimum, but you have to keep on going. You have to at least, I could pursue them all at once if I ever had the money for that. I could pursue the rest of them now at this point, but I don't have the money for it. Now, I kept this alive. Once I fought through that final office action, patent denied, and I won the patent, got notice of allowance. Well, then I had a very limited amount of time to file the PCT, which is a whole nother story, and it's separate from the issue I'm dealing with here. I had the money for the I had the money for the issue fee. I had the money for the continuation application, and I had discussion about getting the other process in this stage that I'm in now. However, after some good discussion and critical thinking, it was decided that we're going to go with the same claims. The same claims. The only difference is going to be the efficacy. So rather than saying an effective calcified plaque removal amount of an essential oil extract, it should say something to the lines of an effective gum tissue rejuvenation amount of an essential oil extract. That's it. Now, I may have missed it, but I'm going to read through this. I've highlighted the 3 areas where it talks about calcified plaque removal in claims 1 through 31. It's only in claim 1. Now we know that gum tissue rejuvenation is deemed by science to be impossible. They put it in print in the United States National Library of Medicine. If you have lost gum tissue, it's gone forever. It's not coming back. This is well known in the industry. Remember, the National Institute of Health ignored my intellectual property, ignored my proof, and decided to fund 1,800 million US dollars. That's 1.8 billion. $1,800 million to rejuvenate gum tissue. And they did it under a study title of revolutionizing the root canal. Why would they do that? Because they didn't want to get my attention. That's why. But they had my attention because every root canal tooth is a toxic tooth. And the majority of root canals end up happening because of tooth decay. The vast majority of them are from tooth decay. And from what? Oral plaques. So anyways, the National Institute of Health must have run out of money by the fall of 2018 because that's when United States Patent and Trademark Office examiner Michael Meller decided to stop dogging my case and flat out attack it. And I've talked about that in the other videos as well. So I'm not going to go deep into that at this point here. So what I'm seeing is in claims 1 through 31, 3 areas, and they're all in claim 1. So I'm going to read the rest. I'm going to just read this. The invention claimed is 1, a mouthwash composition comprising A, a carrier, B, an effective calcified plaque removal amount of an essential oil extract from one or more of cannabis sativa or cannabis indica or cannabis ruderalis or interbred strains thereof. C, wherein said effective calcified plaque removal amount of an essential oil extract is in the range of from about 1/4% to about 3% by volume of said mouthwash composition. D, an emulsifying agent. The emulsifying agent comprising an amount effective to provide the mouthwash composition as an emulsion. And E, wherein the effective amount of said essential oil extract is effective in removal of plaque and calcified plaque from teeth and adjacent gum tissue. Now in claims 1 through 31, that's the only place that I have identified the efficacy. Yet, United States Patent and Trademark Office isn't going to send me an email to let me know they're sending me post mail. They're not going to give a phone call. They're not going to send me a text message. And they send this. They take their time dogging this. This was filed 1/28/2021. They decided to respond in September of 22, and I receive it in January of 23. And it comes with a 2-month shortened statutory response period and a 6-month period, which I'm still in by days. So now they tell me I can pay money, I can file this, I can do that, which I don't know how to do, and I don't have the money to do, and I shouldn't have to do any of it anyways. Because these claims should have been allowed. And being allowed should have been prosecuted in the Patent Express Highway. But no, instead, I'm dealing with examiner Terry Barker, but now he can't deal with this. So now I'm dealing with supervisor Terry McClevey or something pretty close to that, who is Michael Meller's boss. I don't think Terry wants to talk with me. Claims 1 through 31. Exercise my lungs for a minute. All right, now this is where we might get into, this might get a little bit dry, but I'm going to run through this. And now here, this is a little educational part. I've had more experience with patents than most. And I did a lot of study on it over 30 years ago. And I learned about method claims, method of use claims, method of manufacturing claims, method claims. Method claims are extremely powerful, very strong. And I pushed my former patent attorney on method claims. So I'm going to read through this, and it might get a little bit dry, but this is for the public record. All right. There's no reason why these claims should be restricted. Claim number 2. A method for preparing a mouthwash of claim 1, comprising extract of cannabis plants. Said method comprising A, contacting a first batch of plant material from one or more cannabis sativa or cannabis indica or cannabis ruderalis or interbred strains thereof with a human ingestible solvent system comprising glycerin. B, maintaining contact between said first batch of plant material and said human ingestible solvent system under alternating temperature conditions. Said alternating temperature conditions comprising A, selected time X at refrigerated condition, and II, a selected time Y at room temperature conditions. Said alternating temperature conditions having a range from about -20 to about 110 C, repeating the refrigerated condition and the room temperature condition n+1 cycles, where n is the positive integer, and D, filtering plant material from said solvent system to produce a substantially pure liquid mouthwash comprising composition comprising an extract from said plant material. All right, that's claim 2. Do we talk about calcified oral plaque there? Do we talk about gum tissue rejuvenation there? Do we talk about sealing teeth there? No, it doesn't exist. And I don't think we're going to find it in any of these other claims. So what he's written there and the position he's taken is just more BS, corporate government gang stalking BS. Claim number 3. The method is set forth in claim 2, wherein said extract from cannabis plant is present in an amount from about 14.8 milliliters, 0.5 ounces, to about 88.7 milliliters, 3 ounces, per 1,183 milliliters, 5 cups, of glycerin. Claim number 4, the method as set forth in claim 3, wherein said extract is present in the amount from about 59.1 milliliters, 2 ounces, per 1,183 milliliters, 5 cups, of glycerin. Claim number 5, the method is set forth in claim 2, wherein said solvent system consists essentially of glycerin. Claim 6, the method is set forth in claim 2, wherein said alternating temperature condition starts with a refrigerated condition. Claim 7, the method as set forth in Claim 2, wherein said refrigerated condition is less than or equal to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Claim 8, the method as set forth in Claim 2, wherein said alternating temperature conditions having a range from about minus 20 F to about 90 F. Claim 9, the method as set forth in Claim 2, wherein repeating the refrigerated conditions and room temperature conditions N+1 cycles is conducted over time from about 15 days to about 90 days. Claim 10, the method as set forth in Claim 9, wherein repetition of N+1 cycles is conducted over time from about 25 days to about 45 days. Claim 11, the method is set forth in Claim 9, where repetition of N+1 cycle is conducted over a time period of about 30 days. The method is Claim 12, the method is set forth in Claim 9, wherein said selected time X at said refrigerated condition is approximately 12 hours. Claim 13, the method is set forth in Claim 9, wherein said selected time Y at said room temperature condition is approximately 12 hours. Now, have you heard anything about gum tissue rejuvenation, calcified plaque, or sealing teeth from after we passed Claim 1? Claim 2, what did I get up to? I think I'm going to pick up at 11. From Claim 2 all the way up through Claim 11, we haven't seen anything. The method is set forth in Claim 9, where in repetition, I did read that, of N+1 cycles conducted over time of about 30 days. 12, the method is set forth in Claim 9, wherein said selected time X at said refrigerated condition is approximately 12 hours. 13, the method is set forth in Claim 9, wherein said selected time Y is said room temperature condition is approximately 12 hours. I read those. Claim 14, the method is set forth in Claim 2, further comprising either before or after filtering, an additional step of aging said composition in sunlight or equivalent artificial light and decomposing plant material therein. That's how we get our CBN. That's how we get our CBN, by degrading the THCA. At this point, we're not dealing with THC. There's virtually no THC there. It's just plant material. It has not been decarboxylated. Still, we have not talked about plaque, gum tissue, or sealing the teeth. Claim number 15, a method for preparing a mouthwash of Claim 1 comprising extract of cannabis plants and said method comprising, what's that? Said method. Contacting a first batch of plant material from one or more cannabis sativa or cannabis indica or cannabis ruderalis or interbred strains thereof with a human ingestible solvent system comprising glycerin, maintaining contact between said first batch of plant material and said human ingestible solvent system under alternating temperature conditions, said alternating temperature conditions comprising a selected, got to turn the page, time of about 12 hours at a refrigerated condition, and a selected time of about 12 hours at room temperature conditions, said alternating temperature conditions having a range from about minus 20 to about 110 F. C, repeating the refrigerated conditions and the room temperature conditions, N+1 cycles, where N is the positive integer and wherein the number of cycles ranges from about 25 to about 45. I think they forgot to put the word days in there. Now, one of the things I should be doing, which I have experience doing, is reading this thing over and over and over, looking for errors, whether it's a missing word, a misspelled word, an error of any kind. It's supposed to be my responsibility. Our Reams Goodlow, he's got quite a staff over there. He charges a lot of money. You think somebody might review this and find that before it gets printed? There's more. There's more in here. At any rate, yeah, missing the word. Here we're missing the word days. Filtering plant material from said solvent system to produce a substantially pure liquid mouthwash composition to produce a substantially pure liquid mouthwash composition. What is that twice? I'm going to read that over. Filtering plant material from said solvent system to produce a substantially pure liquid mouthwash composition. To produce a substantially pure liquid mouthwash composition. There's another error. I had not noticed that before, but I'm going to take the opportunity to mark that right now. Good God. Incompetence. Maxims of law. For a man not to know his everyday job is a deceit. I'm just expressing a little passion here. All right. So, tolerate it or leave. All right. Either before filtering or after filtering, or, oh, no. Okay. So, back to this. Produce a substantially pure liquid mouthwash composition comprising an extract from said plant material, and either before filtering or after filtering or both, aging the liquid mouthwash composition in sunlight or artificial light equivalent and decomposing plant material remaining therein. We're getting there. These are all short from here out. 16, the method as set forth in Claim 2 or in Claim 15, wherein said extract of cannabis plants consists essentially of non-euphoric compounds. The method is set forth in Claim 16, wherein said NOM, N-O-M, another typo, should be non-euphoric compounds comprise I have a hard time pronouncing this, tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, THCA. The mouthwash, Claim 18, the mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1, wherein said carrier comprises glycerin. 19, the mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1, wherein said essential oil extract comprises tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, THCA. The mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1, wherein said essential oil extract consists essentially of tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, THCA. Claim 21, the mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 18, wherein said essential oil extract comprises tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, THCA, and tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, and wherein the ratio of THCA to THC is a greater than 1. 22, the mouthwash comprising as set forth in Claim 1, wherein said essential oil extract comprising tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, THCA, and tetrahydrocannabinol, THC, and wherein said ratio of THCA to THC is less than 1. 23, the mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1, wherein said mouthwash composition further comprises ethanol in a range from about 0.01% to about 45% by volume. We still haven't talked about efficacy, have we? No. The mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1 in Claim 23, wherein said mouthwash composition further comprises water. 25. The mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1, where said emulsifying agent comprises soy lecithin. 26. The mouthwash composition is set in Claim 25, wherein said soy lecithin is present in the range from about 0.25 to about 3% by volume. 27. The mouthwash composition as set forth in Claim 1, wherein said essential oil extract is obtained by the method of Claim 1. The mouthwash composition as set forth in Claim 1, further comprising powder activated carbon. 29. The mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1, whereas said carrier comprises edible oil. Claim 30. The mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1, whereas said carrier comprises coconut oil. The mouthwash composition is set forth in Claim 1, wherein said carrier comprises olive oil. Now, in all of that, Claims 1 through 31, the only place that there is any discussion of the efficacy is in Claim 1 in these three locations. The only difference between this patent issued and the pending application is to be the efficacy rather than the efficacy claimed in the claims of calcified plaque removal. It is for gum tissue rejuvenation, the prevention of gum tissue loss, and the rejuvenation of gum tissue. That's it. So, what did they do to me at the patent office? Claims 1 through 31 are subject to restriction and or election requirement. Why? I got it highlighted here. Again, restrictions for examination purposes as indicated is proper because all the inventions listed in this action are independent or distinct for reasons given above, and there would be a serious search and or examination burden if restriction were not required because of the inventions required a different field of search. Oh, poor babies. You might have to do your damn job. And everybody knows science cannot rejuvenate gum tissue. It's just a further example, more BS from the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Now, it's very disappointing that that phone call that I had that was a live recorded public call with the patent office examiner, Terry Barker. No, not Terry. Michael Barker. Terry's the supervisor. And no audio. Thanks, AI. All right. So I learned some things. Talking with Terry. I learned that, you see, I held court. I did. I held court. And this is my proof here. This is my copy. And there's 13 pages. Lucky 13. 13 is lucky. That's why they take that number away from us. And I didn't do that intentionally. It just worked out to be 13 pages. But this was served on United States Patent and Trademark Office Director Drew Hirschfeld. And in a lawful court of record, constitutional proceeding, he pleads guilty to treason and does nothing to correct this treason relating to my case and examiner Michael Miller and patent attorney R. Reams Goodlow. He does nothing. But by contract, this court case, he pleads guilty to treason. And there's a $3.8 trillion remedy due me, and $30,000 fee for suppressing this. Because this is notice to agent, notice to principal, notice to principal, notice to agent. Terry informed me it's not in my file. Okay, what else isn't in my file? Meller's email. Let's cancel all claims and allow. There were over 50 claims in the original patent application. Over 50. So I don't think that Terry's going to talk with me. I drafted a letter, and I did a YouTube video where I read that letter. That helps me. That helps me find errors. I mean, I can sit here and read and read and read and read and read. I drive myself crazy. Pick it up a day later and read it. Oh, geez, how come you didn't see that? But when I come here with a public face and do this for the public record, I got a much better chance of finding an error that I would want to correct. But this also puts this on the record. So I believe this is the letter that is going to accompany that other material and get sent over to the United States Patent and Trademark Office Supervisor Terry McKelvey. So this is coming from the claimant prosecutor, me, Ethan D. Dean, and the respondent, Terry McKelvey, both as the man and as the fiction. He's supervisor, United States Patent and Trademark Office. This is regarding United States Patent and Trademark Office corruption, trespass, torturous international business interference. Language, Webster's. And then here we go. Michael Barker explained that my file is deficient. As such, you are receiving this communication. Additionally stated that you are supervisor over Meller. Meller and Goodloe Communications speak for themselves. There's an error. No, it says speak for them. That's good. Miller and Goodloe Communications speak for them. Their conspiracy and their bad actions in concert with others. The bad actions of Miller, Goodloe, and the United States Patent and Trademark Office are well documented. I demand corrective actions and a full investigation to the criminal acts conducted within the United States Patent and Trademark Office as it relates to my cases. The current patent pending position was strategically drafted for allowance of all claims. With forethought, the claims were to be drafted the same as, I got my patent number here, with exception to reference gum tissue rejuvenation. All right, that's stating rather than calcified plaque, read it, drafted the same as with the exception to reference gum tissue rejuvenation and or the prevention of tissue loss versus oral plaque removal and or prevention. All pending claims were drafted in line with the allowed claims of, and I give my patent number. If this is not the case, that would reflect back to the drafting attorney who has resigned his position in representation of these matters. All right, so in other words, Badlow was instructed to do exactly that, to draft that continuation application with the identical claims and just tailor the patent application for gum tissue rejuvenation and prevention of gum tissue loss. That's it. So if it's not drafted that way, then that falls on Goodloe. But I don't know if I ever saw that application. I don't know. If I have a copy of it, I don't know where to find it. But at this point, it don't matter. This letter goes on. The position of science today is that gum tissue rejuvenation is not possible. The National Institute of Health ignored my science, intellectual property, and proof, then funded a study with $1.8 billion in May 2016 to regenerate lost gum tissue and failed. The results were released in the spring of 2019. Miller attacked my position 9/11/2018, and this lines up with the failure of the National Institute of Health research project to rejuvenate lost gum tissue. Remember, folks, that was $1,800 million, and they failed. Pictures of gum tissue rejuvenation were provided to R. Reams Goodloe, additionally validated. Additional evidence can be found on the homepage at www.oralhealthwithcannabis.com. This case now rests with examiner Michael P. Baker, acting as, and I got all caps, Michael P. Baker, examiner, and supervisor Terry McKelvey, and the United States Patent and Trademark Office collectively. I should put Terry's name in there, but I got it up at top, and I'm directing this to the man. This is directed to the man. A detailed review of the handling of the case of U.S. Patent 10-933-013B1 will show the incompetence in both Miller and Goodloe, as well document their nefarious activities. I received no notification via email, text message, or phone call pertaining to 17/161,259 and the office action summary communication to said application number 17/161,259 U.S. mail was received January 2023, well beyond the shortened statutory response period. And then I close it out. The years of direct attacks and fear-mongering has disabled my ability to protect my intellectual property. As such, in addition to redress and reparations, every patentable aspect of the original filing should issue in patents. The United States Patent and Trademark Office is responsible for all loss, past, present, and future. The United States Patent and Trademark Office has the duty and responsibility to issue patents to the highest standards of protection in each instance of each individual patent that would be allowed. In this instance, this includes multiple processes, multiple products, euphoric, non-euphoric, and multiple efficacies, such as calcified oral plaque removal, prevention of accumulation, gum tissue rejuvenation and or prevention of gum tissue loss, a protective sealant that is impermeable to acidic substances such as apple cider vinegar, orange juice, etc. Regards, Ethan Dean. All right, so what the hell can I do? Someone's going to pay. Because we're all paying. Every one of us. We're all being denied. We're all being trespassed. We're all being slaved. This is going to end. I'm doing my part. You see something, say something. It's all the cowards that didn't say something when they saw something that's got us in the position that we're in here today, folks. So you see, that bullshit about all that deep research they got to do. What research? Claims 2 through 31 say nothing about gum tissue rejuvenation, say nothing about calcified plaque removal, say nothing about a sealant on teeth. The only place that is listed is in claim number 1. 3 times. So, I call foul. Oh, I was going to talk about the picture. Where'd you go, patent? Here, patent. There we go. This picture. The wheel. I distinctly remember my former patent attorney telling me that we had to remove this wheel from the application because you can't have that drawing in there. And so he charged me to put it in, charged me to remove it, charged me to tell me he's removing it, and now it's here. Is that an error or not an error? What about these typos? You see, I should be reviewing this in detail for, anything that needs to be corrected. But instead, I got to suffer the attacks of multiple government agencies. And these parasites here in Kalkaska, they're coming for my property. They're coming for my home. They've taken away my life. They took away my businesses. They raided me. They cheated me. They disabled me. They defamed me. And they continuously gang stalk me. They put me in that administrative court as a pure slave. I was a pure slave then. All these felonies. My defense, the prosecuting attorney lied repeatedly, time after time after time. He said so many times there will be no charges. Then he decides to come at me with all those charges. The same month, May 2016, that the National Institute of Health funded $1,800 million to rejuvenate gum tissue other than with cannabis. My defense attorney on the day of my court was there with another man. That court was packed all day long. Me and my wife had to stand out in the hall, the lobby or whatever you call it, that open area outside them court doors. As the day went on, the people came out. Eventually, my defense attorney walked out with that man. I have been told that man was given immunity to testify against me. And who's in there with him? My defense attorney. And what does he do when he walks out of that court? Walks up to me and says, "You don't need me. Just don't give up any of your rights." And turns and walks away. I eventually get called into that court. I'm the last case. That courtroom is empty. The prosecuting attorney, the sheriff's bailiffs, the judge, the recorder, and that's it. My wife. No attorney. And what do? They proceed. And I'm resisting. And what does that prosecuting attorney do? Kalkaska prosecuting attorney? He makes me get up and go outside that courtroom and have a private conversation with him where he threatens me. And judge gave advice from the bench, and it was strict from the record, according to the attorney that I had retrieved that record. But that attorney could have been lying to me. But that attorney says, "I don't see it in there, Ethan." Our judicial system is corrupt. Our sheriff's department here in Kalkaska is corrupt. The village police department, the county clerk, they're corrupt. They're all in cahoots, conspiring. Kalkaska, Michigan, the village of Kalkaska, population of just over 2,000, has 8 marijuana provisioning centers / dispensaries, whatever you want to call them. A cannabis lounge, and 3 head shops. The commercial property, the vast majority of it went hot, high priced, resold to cannabis growers and cannabis processors. The commercial property here in Kalkaska is laden with cannabis processors and cannabis growers. Gretchen Whitmer, in lockdown, declares cannabis essential business. I'm passionate, sorry. You can't go down the seed aisle in the spring. You go in the store, you got to wear a mask, you this, blah, blah. You can't go down the seed aisle to get seeds for your vegetable garden in the spring because of COVID. But yet she's going to declare cannabis business essential. I feel discriminated against, Gretchen. Of course, I've had Gretchen in court. I imagine it's the first time she's ever been in a court of law. She's a bar attorney. So at any rate, I don't want to go off on too many tangents. This video is specifically for the public record for the situation I'm currently dealing with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Oh, now it should be mentioned. It's probably a very good time to mention this. I have talked about this before, but we don't want it to get lost. You see, there's two attorneys downstate Michigan. I want to say Christian Weisenberg, it's Weisen something, and Matt McManus. Now, I was searching for cannabis attorneys when I got notice of allowance because I had a window of about 90 days to come up with the money for the continuation application, the issue fee, and the PCT. I had the first two. I didn't have the money for the PCT. So I'm looking for a partner. And I'm figuring, why not get in with a couple of cannabis attorneys? I'm going in the cannabis business. Found a couple downstate. Washtenaw County, big money, big in cannabis business. Those shops were never raided, ever, during prior to licensing. Years went on. The only raid that happened that I'm aware of was a federal raid, and it happened on the People's Choice. And the People's Choice reopened and kept running. So a perfect place. And now I get these two guys in contact with R. Reams Goodlow. They got half of my business. I didn't get a PCT. 2 years have gone by. I don't hear from those parasites. And now I'm dealing with more patent loss potential. There isn't one attorney that has been involved with my situation that has done anything but throw me under the bus. And it's all to keep you from having optimal oral health. It's so they can keep up their narrative, zero medicinal value, high propensity for abuse. Oh, it's so dangerous for you. If you have it for your liberty and your freedom, we're going to put you in prison. Where we're going to give you fluorinated water and food that's not fit for consumption. Good God, people. All right, well, I'm figuring out one thing here, one thing there. I got to figure out how to get these parasites off of my back so I can keep a roof over my head. So here in the last couple of days, I had to disconnect from Telegram. It felt that I was just living a nightmare. Ethan, you're a liar. Ethan, you never told me this. Ethan, you said this, but people, they don't listen. They take and they twist and they spin just to drive me out of my mind. And I've dealt with troll after troll after troll, infiltrator after infiltrator after infiltrator. I'm still looking for one man that'll stand with me. One. From there, we go to two. From there, we go to three. Since 2015, I don't have one. Not the world over. So it's difficult. It's difficult being me. It's difficult being a patriot. And the financial support is just falling off to just about nothing. It's been like nothing. I've been living in poverty. I wear rags. I sleep on rags. I smoke for $1 a day because I roll my own tobacco. It's about the only thing I got. I mean, when it comes to, it's like, I don't know, being with friends, to give you some comfort, give you some company. Family, same thing. Associates, same thing. A normal life. No, I am burdened with stress that has just been over the top. But I think in the end, I've done a very good job of documenting all of this. I've done a very good job of holding court. So let's talk about that for a minute. I've done a couple videos on this. I've done several videos on this. Can you have a right in your state that I can't have in my state? The answer is no. It's common law across the common land. On the services page of the website oralhealthwithcannabis.com, in the document section, look for a document called 48 Love Letters. That's 48 states' constitutions in a Word document. It's word searchable. Type the word in court and go look. People tell you study your state's constitution. I say study them all because there's so 3 of them that talk about the courts out of those 48 that I can find. There might be another one, but I find 3, and I got 2 of them here. Georgia, paragraph 12. If I know my Roman knowledge, Roman numerals, XII. I believe that's 12. Right to the courts is the title. No person shall be deprived of the right to prosecute or defend either in person or by attorney that person's own cause in any of the courts of this state. I'm going to read that again. No person. Who? Some people? No person shall be deprived of what? The right to what? Prosecute. Prosecute. Do you understand the power you have? The authority you have that you don't use because you've been dumbed down, toxified, brainwashed, and born into a fear-based system? The right to prosecute or defend either in person or by an attorney that person's own cause in any of the courts of this state. Alabama. Section 10. That no person shall be barred from prosecuting or defending before any tribunal in this state by himself or counsel any civil cause to which he is a party. Court, tribunal, any state. Common law across the common land. Own your authority, people. Take control. Take control of your county. I suggest you facilitate the Americans Notice of Liability. Your rights were once constitutionally protected. All these parasites swear to the Constitution, or they should. swear an oath to the Constitution, and that corporate constitution must be abrogated because it's repugnant to the state's constitutions. So that federal corporate constitution, it's gone. States constitution, well, your states have all become corporate. Well, you used to be constitutional. You are constitutional. You just need to own it. Your Constitution, God's Constitution, the laws of nature. You were not born a slave. So own your authority, people. Remember, I love you. I'm fighting for you. And I'm going to keep on bringing it. And I hope I'll be back soon. I hope I'll be back soon with something good. I would say you should know we're in martial law. We're in reconstitution. We're in continuity of government. We're in devolution. The world over. Living through some amazing times. When we come out the other end, it should be beautiful. And we should have a lot less parasites, a lot less two-legged parasites walking around on this planet. All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off with that. Love you, love you, love you. Stay safe. Don't fall on the sword. And stick it to them.